What's up guys, it's Limbus company again. It's time for patch notes for March 16th, 2023. The first thing we'll take a look at is the notice from developer that you should be completing your daily or weekly missions before the update hits on March 16th. Because after the update all of the daily and weekly missions will be reset, as well as the mirror dungeon bonuses, so make sure to clear everything before the maintenance happens. So onto the patch itself, the first thing is the target extraction, meaning the rate up banner. The rate up banner is for Rodion. We will get the 3-star version of her, the new 2-star version, as well as the original 1-star version. So if you want to pull on her, you don't have her yet, there is your chance. Now for the content, we are getting the experience and thread excavation. We talked about it before on the roadmap, but here we have a little bit more detail how it will work. So after clearing the stage 212, you will be able to do experience excavation, and like they talked about it before, you will be able to clear it on daily basis. You'll receive 3 times per day in terms of bonus rewards. Each entry costs you 10 energy, and you have 3 different difficulties. You have level 10, level 20 and level 30 difficulty, and as you can see, the rewards are the bronze EXP tickets, the second difficulty is bronze and silver tickets, and then the third difficulty is silver and gold tickets. Obviously you want to do the last one, provides the most for the same energy. It's just level 30, so it's harder for like very new people, right, if you didn't level your identities yet, but most people should be able to do this by now. And honestly, even as a new player, you probably don't need that much time to be able to complete this, so not a problem. So the thread one works similar, also is unlocked after 212, just like this one, and here you will be able to fight abnormalities. In this one, I think you're fighting just normal enemies, so traditional type of combat. Here you will be fighting abnormalities, so the second type of combat, and they will change those enemies based on day of the week, which means you also have the affinities for those enemies will be different, right? So maybe your team will work better or worse depending on the day that you're fighting. Those stages also cost 10 energy to enter, and the level also difficulty seems to be the level 20 and level 30. I don't know if there's level 10, at least I didn't see level 10 here, so I'm not sure if there are only 2 difficulties or actually 3 difficulties. I'm assuming 3, but regardless, it's also 3 times per day, just like this one, and costs also 10, so overall pretty decent. And you are getting threads from all of them. I'm assuming the amount of threads will change depending on what difficulty you're clearing. I'm wondering what, like, how much thread we'll be getting for completion of those stages. I'm actually surprised they didn't mention the specific amount of thread you're receiving. Kind of weird. Alright, on to the next things, which is the mirror dungeon. Those changes are pretty big. So they're changing the mirror dungeon weekly bonuses from 5 that we have right now to 3. They basically want to make the content less grindy, which I think is a good thing. Mirror dungeons can be pretty long, so the less you have to clear them, I think, the better, honestly, on weekly basis. The change also brings new rewards for those dungeons because of the reduction of bonuses per week. We'll be able to get the lunacy, 250, which initially they wanted to do 150, but they increased it to 250 a few days ago, so that's decent. It means in 2 weeks you will be able to get 11 pulls, so not too bad, but I feel like with the pace we're supposed to be going, I think we need a bit more than that. Maybe 10 pull a week would be better. I mean, obviously it would be better for players, but in terms of the pace, with new egos and new characters every 2 weeks, I feel like we need a bit more pulls than that, so hopefully they will give us some more avenues to get them. Now, the next thing is the pass experience. We're getting 20 points, which is equivalent of 2 levels. So we're getting 2 levels every time you clear with bonus, which is very nice, from 7. And then ego shard crates, we're getting 8 random ones or 5 selector ones instead of 5 random and 3 selector. That is because of the change of how many bonuses we have, since we went from 5 to 3. Those numbers, you're not getting more crates right now, or with that change it's not a buff to crates, it's just proportional to the bonuses we'll have. So the total is the same, we're just getting more at a time than before. That's it. And they also removed the experience, because now we'll have the experience dungeon, so we are no longer getting EXP in the mirror dungeons. Now, big changes to pass missions. I think it's actually pretty good change. I quite like it. It felt a little slow, so now we're getting more experience, and I think we have better missions as well. So the first mission is log into the game, which stayed the same, but the next missions, we have clear EXP, excavation 1 time, thread 1 time, which is, yeah, makes sense. We will be clearing those on daily basis, so easy to do. Clear any stage 2 times, again, that goes back into those EXP and thread. If you clear both of them once, then you'll have this one also done, right? Because they should count towards any stage. And then defeat 10 enemies. If you did those 2, I'm pretty sure that altogether it will be 10 enemies. So, and then if you can without even the mirror dungeon, right? But if you count mirror dungeon on top of it, for sure you'll defeat 10 enemies. So overall, great, right? Like, those missions are great, and you're getting 2 pass experience instead of 1, meaning now you're getting 1 level of the pass every day instead of half level every day. So very good change. Weekly missions also way better. Now you have to clear EXP and thread excavations 5 times, which means you only have to do 5 days in a week. 1 clear to get those missions done. So very easy to do. Clear any stage 10 times. Again, 5 EXP and 5 thread gives you 10, so you're done. Defeat 100 enemies. This one, I'm not sure if you will be able to get it through just thread and EXP. Even if we assume 5 enemies per, that's 25 and 25, so 50 enemies. So the other 50 you will have to compensate with mirror dungeons you're clearing throughout the week, or more EXP/thread excavations, because minimum for those missions is 1 per day, but you have bonuses for free clears. So if you're actually doing your chores, you should be clearing it 3 times daily, both of them, right? And then mirror dungeon as well, because you have free entry. You should have 0 problems clearing 100 enemies. We had 120 and we didn't have EXP and Thread, and you still complete this mission early on, so shouldn't be an issue. Now, in terms of EXP, this is quite nice if you look at the pass, because you're getting 20 pass EXP on 3 clears in the week for Mirror Dungeon from the bonuses, which means you're getting 6 levels per week just from the bonuses, right? Then you have 7 days in a week, and each day gives you 1 level, right? And then you have weekly missions, which is 2 levels per week. So you have 2 levels here, right? You have 6 levels here, which is 8, and then you have 7 from daily, which is 15 altogether. So you're getting 15 levels to your pass every week with just doing the missions and daily clears. And that you have also have to count another 4 days when you have when you don't have the bonus anymore in Mirror Dungeon. So if you're doing every day 1 Mirror Dungeon, you'll have 4 times 7 EXP, which is 28, so that's almost another 3 levels here, right? So you're almost 18 levels in a pass by just doing daily, your 3 daily entries and content, which is very, very good. Also, here's the note from, I think, 10th. A few days ago they posted this announcement, which basically said that every Mirror Dungeon now, after your bonuses are done, they will give 7 Battle Pass experience per expedition. Before you were getting experience tickets, but obviously they don't give experience anymore, so they had to do something else for those extra Mirror Dungeon clears, and what we're getting is just Battle Pass experience, which is actually really good, because you will think to yourself, well, if I can max out my pass within 3 weeks, basically, isn't it useless then? Not exactly, because if you maxed out your Battle Pass, every level after that will give you crates, selector crates with ego shards. So actually, they're very worth. The Battle Pass is still very worth getting levels after you max it out, because those crates will come in handy when you want to actually start crafting stuff. So I will jump quickly into the game itself and I will show you. So when we go to the pass, we have 60 levels of it, right? So clearing 60 levels again, for players that are doing daily stuff, I honestly think it shouldn't take you longer than 4 weeks. I think within 4 weeks you should have this cleared out. Honestly, probably more if you're spending your entries, additional entries to the dungeon. Honestly, probably 3 weeks you're maxed out on your Battle Pass. So after that you will start getting the crates. The crates are right here. It's those crates. So basically you will be able to open a crate, right? And then you select which shard you want to get, and you get amount between 1 to 3, right? So very important to have. It will be very important to craft your egos or your identities later down the line, especially if you missed them on the banner, for example, that kind of stuff, because you know the entries on the dungeon, like additional after bonuses, don't really give anything right now other than EXP. I figured EXP is not that worth, so I started just, you know, saving them for better time, and it seems like I did the right thing, because now with that change I'll be able to burn through this, right? And let's just say this is quite a lot. It's 60 clears of Mirror Dungeon, which would equate to, like, let's see, 60 clears times 7, it's 420, which is 42 levels, right? So 42 levels of battle pass in just those modules, which will max out. Actually, it will be more than max out my battle pass right now, so just something to keep in mind. You can definitely start doing the dungeon after the changes come, right? So I definitely advise you to do that. All right, let's go back to those changes again. Okay, another changes to the system. We have some fixes, basically. When the download occurred, now unused cache data will be automatically deleted, which probably doesn't matter or mean anything to you. To most of you, the next thing is the issue where the client basically displayed a message whenever the version was wrong of the game. It would display a message that the guest account was not found, even though the account existed. Kind of spooky, but again, probably doesn't touch any of you. Now for the combat, we have the boost per clash win. We're getting 3%, so more damage per clash. And then staggered enemies or allies, sorry, will no longer gain the action slot before other party members. It's connected to those extra moves or extra actions you receive on your units. Now the staggered people will not be prioritized for them. So the rest of the changes, combat changes, are pushed further, and we should be getting them on 23rd, so next week. So I'll talk about those changes a little bit more in depth in another video. So, and then for UI, basically they're just adding the seasonal display to identities and ego, at least making it better displayed. So I'm not exactly sure what it will entail, but we'll just wait and see. And then they also note that they plan to give us some more information about seasons and how those seasons will even work. I'm very curious myself, honestly. How does identities and egos per season, what does it entail exactly? Will we be able to get those identities and egos after the season ends? We'll be able to use them in the new season? I have a lot of questions, so I'm glad they will be talking about it soon enough. Now, there's been some issues with Japanese version, which again, most of you doesn't matter, and because of that, everyone is getting free pool tickets, which is nice. Then there's a lot of bug fixes and improvements to the game, which, from what I read, nothing like super important. Overall, all you need to know is the game will just be better visually. Like, it will display more information in better way. So to me, that's good. And then obviously some bug fixes that the game had. And obviously, as always, we're getting 300 lunacy for the maintenance compensation. And that's pretty much it for the March 16th. Again, a lot of good changes, a lot of good stuff we're getting. To me, the biggest things is the thread excavation. I am itching to have some kind of income for thread. because it was very hard to get any right now. So this is probably what I'm looking most forward to, and honestly, the battle pass missions also big fucking change for me. But being able to get more experience and more levels, and those crates after you maxed out the battle pass, I'm all for it, honestly. So, all right, that's it. I'm done, and until next time, peace.